We're finally at the end of summer and the end of our preseason predictions as Kirsten and I look at the Atlantic Division, give our breakdowns and previews. And it's the final episode of season 5. Season 6 drops next week. As always, we're created by New Voice Studios, brought to you by SotaStick, presented by Talk North, Royal Credit Union, Livea, Greenbelt, and Jim Beam. This is season 5, episode 243.
At Jim Beam, they know the importance of tradition, like chanting, "Let's play hockey" prior to the start of each game, or playing the state of hockey anthem after a wild win. This season, raise one to your fan family with the bourbon that invites us all to come as friends and leave as family. Jim Beam Bourbon Whiskey, the official bourbon whiskey partner of the Minnesota Wild and XL Energy Center. Drink smart. Jim Beam Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2021. James B. Beam Distilling Company, Incorporated, Claremont, Kentucky.
Hello, everybody. What's up? Bardown Beauties, episode 244?
Jessi.
43?
You're asking the wrong person. I didn't even show up on time today.
It's episode, and let's take it from the top. We'll take it from the top. Hello, everybody. We're back. Episode 243. I confirmed it.
Oh,
243. Nice.
Cool.
I'm Jessi. Somewhat put together.
Nice.
Mom, looking forward to 243. We're getting there. We're moving on up. 250 sounds nice.
We're getting close.
Getting close. I'm Jessi Pierce.
I have a feeling we'll reach that milestone in 2 months.
This is the most jagged intro we've ever had. I'm just
It
trying
is so
to say
awful,
my
and
name.
I'm so sorry.
Trying to move on. I'm Jessi. She's Kirsten. What's up? Happy Labor Day. September really is the best month. Kirsten and I have birthdays. Hockey comes back. School's back. The colors start to change. It gets a little bit cooler. Football season in full swing. I love September.
I also love September. My birthday is Thursday. So yeah, everyone, go wish me happy birthday as you listen to this. No, I'm totally kidding. I wanted to be.
You're that generation that does like birthday months.
I do a birthday week, and I will gladly admit that. I do not do a full month. That is so much. Yeah, no, I do a full week though. Absolutely. Funny story though. You don't actually have to tell me happy birthday for one, but my birthday usually falls on Labor Day. And so for the longest time, I truly thought we had Labor Day as a holiday because I thought that was the day everyone had their babies. Because going into Labor Day.
That's adorable.
I thought that's what it was for. To find out, the world doesn't revolve around me.
No, in a shocking twist, there are other people around.
Disappointed and upset.
I was born the day the Twins clinched the pennant in 87, and then subsequently obviously went on to win the World Series. So
coincidence?
Points for me.
I think
not.
I
think not. I know, actually, hilariously enough, I kid you not, the year I was born and the year my brother was born is the year or the 2 years that the Twins won the World Series. So basically
Really?
it's my mom's fault because she stopped having kids.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. Fascinating.
Well, your mom maybe should have thrown in another. You could have had another sibling. Maybe two more.
No. Yeah, just a couple more.
Yeah.
But
or we just could have kept going.
That's how it works. Yeah. Gross. Anyway, we are back. Countdown to hockey seasons here. We are going to dive also into the Atlantic Division, our final division. We have previewed and predicted our rankings for the Central, for the Met, for the Pacific, and again, we'll finalize it with the Atlantic. Before we get into that, we do kind of somberly want to say our hearts and prayers are with the Goudreau family, the unimaginable tragedy and accident that happened early last Friday. Both Johnny and his brother Matt were taken far too soon, married with kids. Very happy to say that Matt, his wife, is expecting their first kid. Over $500,000 has been raised to help support them. But just a tremendous loss for the hockey community. I think if we can take anything from this, it is just how strong the hockey community really is. Like the outpouring of literally every single person. Because it's just a tragic situation. And it's hard not to have just this heavy heart thinking about it. He had played with the Columbus Blue Jackets. He was so close with his family. He moved to Columbus from Calgary just in order to be closer to his family, which is over kind of in the Philly, Jersey area. So I'd interviewed him a handful of times for USA Hockey, big USA guy. Hobie Baker winner from Boston College too. It's just a huge loss, not only for the hockey world, but just for his family. So kind of want to say that. Kirsten, any additional thoughts on Mr. Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matt?
I mean, just reiterate everything that you just said. I think you put it very well. I think too, I feel a lot of people can resonate with this in a very weird way. Like, I've met him once, and like nothing bad to say, but I don't have a personal connection genuinely to him. Like, I didn't know him. I know of him, some of the things he's been able to do. But I think because the news, when I saw it, like I woke up Friday morning. That's the first thing I saw. I was shook. And I think that's the best way to put it, kind of like it was so tragic so soon. I think a lot of people are feeling that way. A lot of people were feeling that overwhelming sadness about it, even if they didn't know him. And it just, yeah, again, strength of the hockey community. It's a tight knit community and very supportive and amazing in times like this, unfortunately. But just the way you see everybody come together during a time like this is truly incredible.
And obviously, the Columbus Blue Jackets opening up here in St. Paul, I imagine that will be kind of a tough day for everybody just with their first game, without John as well. So, again, hearts, make a donation if you can to their family and just keep them in their thoughts and prayers because they lost 2 sons, 2 dads, 2 husbands, 2 brothers. It's just very heartfelt. And their family was so close. I'd spoken with their dad for one story in particular forever ago, and just the closest family ever. So it just can't imagine the heartache that they're feeling each and every day. But hopefully it gets a little bit easier. Hopefully they know. I think Lanny McDonald, legend for the Calgary Flames, had said it best. He was like, "You boys are getting up there a little bit earlier than expected, but take it easy on those legends that are there and they'll take good care of you." And I just thought that was really all encompassing too, to kind of put a light-hearted, not lighthearted, but a nice touch to it. So thoughts and prayers to them. Absolutely. Moving on. It's hard. There's no appropriate segue for that one. So we'll just move on. Start with the first half. Let's do the first half of the Atlantic Division. And then we'll take a break and finish it up. Kirsten, last year, the Atlantic win as followed. The Florida Panthers, who obviously are your defending Cup champs, were number 1. Boston Bruins, number 2. Toronto Maple Leafs finished 3rd. Tampa Bay Lightning eked in there at 4. The Detroit Red Wings at 5. Buffalo Sabres at 6. The Ottawa Senators at 7. And the Montreal Canadiens won 30 games and finished at the bottom of the Atlantic. How are you feeling about those? Were those standings shocking to you? Boston, member, huge season 2 years ago. Last year, petered off a little bit. They had 109 points, just 1 point shy of the Florida Panthers. And the Toronto Maple Leafs had 102.
Yeah. Well, right now I'm also trying to do mental gymnastics, like just trying to remember all of the free agency moves. Like, for example, Ryan McDonough, he's back with Tampa. Buffalo, and this was at the trade deadline, so it's not like it was off-season move, but they come into this year, full year without Casey Middlestat. They lose Skinner too in free agency. And I couldn't tell you what Montreal or Ottawa has done this offseason.
You got Jason Zucker out there. You got Jason Zucker to Buffalo.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. That's Ryan McLeod, I think, is out there too. You're right. I think now that I'm thinking about it, the Atlantic has had probably the heaviest amount of movement. Let's go. Let's start with the top this week. Should we start with the top?
I think that'd be easier because I don't know. The bottom just seems like a dumpster.
It's a dumpster fire.
And it could go anyway.
All right.
I'm going to do a hot take.
Ooh.
And this is going to
add a little.
Yeah. This is going to be a hot take. Winning the Atlantic, Detroit.
Ooh. We talked, was that last week? We talked about how we think Detroit will do better than Minnesota, courtesy of accused with the Beauts that came
And it
from me.
also had me spiral into mentioning torts many, many, many times.
Torts.
I didn't even realize. So again, shout out Torts. Thank you for all you do. But Detroit, number one. They're gonna win the Atlantic. Patty Kane, they were hot. They were a hot team last year too. Should have made the playoffs. Again, that not technicality. Somebody yelled at me last time I used the word technicality. So I know it's not the right word. It's a holiday. Cut me some slack. Detroit should have been in the playoffs last year. They're gonna win the Atlantic this season.
Did you say the Ploffs?
Yeah, I did. I'm all over the place.
The Ploffs. All right, we're
Yeah.
going with that.
It's my birthday week. Let me do what I want.
What you do? God damn, your generation and your week. I barely celebrate the day. All right,
I'll celebrate you the whole month, Jessi.
That's like I said, I do make. If we had hockey that day, I would make Bill Guerin say happy birthday to me.
As he should.
Hockey that day. I know.
He should get you a cake.
Yeah, he should. Would have been a nice gesture, but they don't care. I don't think Detroit's going to finish number one. I think Tampa is going to sneak on up there. They've got Ryan McDonough back. Jake Gensel is added to replace Steven Stamkos, who's now in Nashville. I don't know. It's funny that I'm thinking this because I've criticized the hodgepodge of old players and young players. Like McDonough's old and Gensel is very good, but they also have Connor Geeky. I don't know. I think if Connor Sheary can figure some things out as well, Cam Atkinson, and you have Vasi. I love me some Andre Vasilevsky. So I think Tampa's going to be number one. You don't. Why are you're giving me this crazed look like I just said the worst imaginable
No, it's not
thing?
the worst take. And I
It's not a
wouldn't
hot
have
take.
Tampa at the bottom either. I think they're in the top half of the division for sure. I just also think they've peaked.
Okay.
Like, granted,
Okay.
yes, it's a different team than the team that they won the cups with. Andrew Weiss, diehard Lightning loyal. If you listen to this episode, which you should, and if you don't, oh my goodness, we need a conversation. You can give me why. He would agree with you. He'd be very happy with you that you're putting Tampa number one.
Thank you. I'm curious. Where would you put Tampa then? You said not the bottom, not the top. Are you thinking like a 5, 4?
No, I wouldn't even say 5. I kind of feel you
Playoffs?
stay put at number 4.
Okay. All right. Who's your number 2?
I don't know. I don't see them really moving. I see them being static.
Fair. Who's Dos?
Number 2. Boston.
I like
Always good, but never quite good enough.
That's true. I don't know about their goalie situation. I mean, I don't hate it. I get they had to do something, but they don't have Allmark and Swayman now. They just have Swayman, and that makes me kind of sad.
As we know, in Minnesota, goaltending is very important.
I just am saying they don't have a terrible backup goaltender, but I'm just kind of curious. They do add, I think they added Elias Lindholm, right? Yes, they did. They got him, so I think that's going to be huge. I would put Boston at 3.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, I'm going Boston 3. Just because of the tandem. And again, they've got kind of a hodgepodge of things going on there as well. Like not quite the turnover. You still know what Pasta can do. Charlie Coyle's found a nice role out there as well. And on the back end, Charlie McAvoy is solid. But yeah, I don't know. I'm putting them at 3. My number 2 team, I think. I don't want to do it.
You're gonna do it, aren't you?
I'm gonna say Toronto.
Ew.
What do you think? Is that I'm gonna say Toronto. I like Craig Berube. He intimidates the hell out of me. And when he was in charge of St. Louis, I was very nervous, but I like what he can do. They've got Chris Tanev out there as well as Oliver Ekman-Larsson. And then you still have your main guys. You still have Austin
the
Matthews.
captain,
You have Matthew Nice.
Austin
You have Mitch
Matthews
Marner.
to you.
This is true. El Capitan. Again, their goalie situation stinks. Joseph Wall and Anthony Stolera's fine, but I don't know. I'm going to say Toronto number 2.
I was less than impressed with Mitch Marner at the end of last season.
I love Mitch Marner.
I do too. I love the love he has for his dog. He was a liability in the playoffs.
I know.
Unfortunately, he was not playing near his capabilities.
And let's cheer on Connor Dewar, a Minnesota
favorite.
Who's your number 3?
Florida. I don't have syllables. Symbols.
Symbols.
I said
Why would you have
syllables.
why would you have either?
Because Taylor Swift has a song on Tortured Poets called Florida, and it literally just goes, the chorus is Florida symbols.
Oh, I thought you were talking about symbols like logos. And I was like, what would that
No,
have
no,
to
no,
do?
no, no,
Like
no, 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 no,
symbols,
no.
like the
Symbols, like
musical instrument.
the band. Yeah, so Florida is my, yeah,
Okay.
trace.
Nice. Why?
I love Matthew Kachuk
Okay.
winning the cup. I think they don't finish on top, a little bit of a cup hangover potentially, but they're still good. They're still the Misfits. They're still going to go out there and grind.
I
Paul
think
Maurice is still Paul Maurice.
I do love Paul Maurice. I think it's going to be hard to lose Tarasenko and Montour and Ekman. Ekman Larson, excuse me. But they'll surprise me. I mean, you still have Bob, and I like Spencer Knight, and they've got Barkov. Still a good team. I'm putting them at 4. They add Nate Schmidt, who we love and support always.
So you're putting Detroit at 5?
I'm going to put Detroit at 5.
Wow. Wow.
Which actually, yeah. Sorry. Not sorry.
Wow. I'm putting Toronto at 5.
Okay. Why are you putting Toronto at 5?
All I need to say is Toronto's Toronto.
No, you're putting Toronto at 4. Who's your 4? You're missing 4.
No, I said I was keeping Tampa at 4. Remember? I said I see them being static.
You did. You did. So Toronto misses the playoffs.
Yeah.
In your world.
They do. They didn't do anything when they were there last year anyways.
They never do. Did you see the Blue Jays kicked the Twins' ass 15 to rip the other night?
I did not see that.
Yeah. Wish I didn't either.
Yeah.
They won. The Twins won yesterday. So
good for us. Look at us.
It's a good
Notice how
back.
I said us. I am on the team. I am one with Minnesota.
It's a big bounce back for them.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think would happen in Toronto if they don't make the playoffs? Like, do they burn the city?
Yeah, they do.
Vancouver?
I think Toronto fans have had enough. And honestly, they'd be vindicated to burn the city. I'm not encouraging it by any means. I'm just saying I understand. They've been through a lot.
You think Matthew Nyes, our beloved Gopher, has a breakout year this year? It's projected to. Top line with Marner and Austin.
I don't see why this can't be his best season he's had yet. Love Matthew Nyes. Love him.
I mean, you know what's funny is I look at my thing and I say Florida 4. I kind of want to put them on the outside of the playoffs. Because I kind of do want Detroit to be there at 4.
I'm telling you, Detroit at 5 is a hot take. It's not going to happen. They're better than that.
They are better than that.
They're not missing the playoffs again.
But that's a mighty fall for the Cup champs.
That's why you're giving Toronto too much credit.
I'm going to put Detroit. Sorry, I am. I'm switching it up. Detroit makes the playoffs. Panthers. Wow. Oof, I don't like that either. Ooh, it's a tough one. I think maybe I'm too high on Tampa. I'll commit to. I already said it. There's no takey back.
You have to be committed.
You know, let's take a quick break to mull over our life decisions, and when we come back, we can reassess. So
more just Jessi's. Just I'm perfect.
You put Detroit at 1. That is unhinged. That is just not even.
I told you it was a hot take. I knew it was going to be a hot take before I said it was a hot take.
So aggressive.
Why not?
We're going to take a break. Taking a break. Hey guys, Jessi Pierce here for Livea Weight Control Centers. Did you know that Livea is the trusted leader in safe and effective weight loss? Their team of experts will create a personalized plan that is easy to follow, and the one-on-one support will help you get to your weight loss goals. Just look at me. I am down nearly 30 pounds. Couldn't be more thrilled. The one-on-one support I get at my Woodbury clinic, in addition to the nutrition plan and Livea Medical, has helped me lose the weight and keep it off. I couldn't be more thrilled, you guys. Join Livea today and you could get 8 weeks free. That's right, 8 8 weeks absolutely free. Livea is the destination for all weight loss solutions. If you're interested in their medical option, visit livea.com to get more information and decide if that's right for you. Again, join today and get 8 weeks absolutely free. Call 855-GO-LIVEA or visit livea.com. That's livea.com. Let them know Jessi Pierce and the Bardown Beauty sent ya. We're back breaking down the Atlantic Division, making our predictions. So far, I hate everything I've decided upon. I just don't like, you're right. I think I'm too egregious with Tampa. I'm not bullish enough on them either to like defend my decision. Because right now I've got Tampa, Toronto, Boston, Detroit, and Florida on the outside looking in.
Florida.
And I don't know if I can trust that. I don't with symbols. You're set in your ways with Detroit, Boston, Florida, Tampa, Toronto, though.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling real good.
All right, I'm gonna keep it. Sorry, Florida. Sorry, Panthers. I don't think you've done that's silly. That's just silly. But you know what? They perform better when people count them out.
They do.
I'm gonna go. I do believe in this one. I'm gonna go Buffalo at 6.
Yeah, I suppose.
Right? I mean, you lose a very fun guy in Jeff Skinner. I loved all of it. He's so fun.
And he's a Swiftie.
Is he? That doesn't
He's a
surprise me.
Swiftie.
That one does not surprise me.
He went to the Red Tour. He met Taylor Swift. She signed his jersey.
Oh, I remember that.
He's a Swiftie.
Yes. Yes.
Bring the man to Minnesota. That's my dying wish. Bring the man to Minnesota. He can take my job if he needs. Like, just come to Minnesota.
He only signed a 1 year in Edmonton, so technically, it's doable.
Yeah, bring him
I
in.
think. Do you want Buffalo at 6 too?
Yeah, I do want Buffalo at 6 because I don't know what Montreal and Ottawa are doing, and they were 28 points back of the 6th spot last season.
Yeah, but Ottawa has added some pieces, and Montreal wins the Patrick Laine. Speaking of, did you hear or see that? And this isn't probably a surprise, and it's not really a big deal. So Bill Guerin was doing his roundabout at the state fair, speaking with everybody with KFan, and he went and spoke with Lavelle Neal from the Star Tribune, and said they couldn't get the Laine, which again, I guess he knocked harder than I anticipated him to, which doesn't necessarily surprise me. He wants a top 6 forward, but Laine was not willing to waive his no trade to Minnesota. Minnesota's on his list, I believe. I think it was implied. I don't know that Bill Guerin right out said that, but I think Lavelle had indicated that was the case, and it kind of that's what's been implied, is that Laine was unwilling to waive his Minnesota off his list.
Do you know what I have to say about that?
We don't want him anyway.
You don't want to be here. We don't want you here.
Yeah. So that's how that went down. Again, I think I don't know if they could have figured out how to afford that anyway, but that's the one big piece that Montreal added. I'm still going to put them at the bottom.
You would rather go to, granted, no disrespect to Montreal. Great area. Lovely. Literally just heard great things about it as early as last night. But you're choosing to play for the Canadiens over the Wild. Interesting.
There's more history. I don't know. Maybe he likes the circus. Like, he likes to play for a team that's like, maybe he knows French. Maybe he knows French.
Maybe. Who knows?
Montreal's
we'll never
my
know.
bottom. I got Ottawa.
Problem.
I got Ottawa above Montreal, though. Which is weird because I've said it before. I'm not a big Sens person. I don't pay attention, but they did get some big names: Linus Ullmark and Nick Jensen and David Perron. Thank God they got David Perron.
No, you know what? I'm taking back. I'm going Ottawa at 6, Buffalo at 7, Montreal at 8. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, why?
Buffalo got worse. Like, as possible as that is.
Maybe
all
Lindy Ruff
Buffalo fans know is misery, and they didn't get better this offseason.
And their city's not great.
No. And just being reminded too of the moves Ottawa made. on paper way better than Buffalo. So Ottawa should finish 6th.
But they got your boy
Buffalo.
Brady. You love the Kachucks in general.
No, I love Matthew. Brady, I'm indifferent.
Really? I feel
Yeah.
like you would really like Brady.
I really love Matthew.
I feel like Brady's a Swiftie.
Is he? That could change
He
everything.
gives off vibes. He gives off those vibes. Yeah, on paper, their roster looks good. You got Kachuk, Stutzel, Batherson. Second line, Norris, Shane Pinto, Claude Giroux. Third line, David Perron, Ridley Grieg, Michael Amato. God, I was so close to nailing all these names. Noah Gregor, Matthew Highmore, Zach McEwen on the fourth line. Top B pairing, Jake Sanderson, Artem Zub, Thomas Shabbat, Nick Jensen, Travis Harmonic, Jacob Bernard Docker, and Allmark and Forsberg as your goalies.
Damn,
That's
Ottawa
your
could even
Ottawa.
go as high as 5th this season. That's how
That's-
I'm feeling now.
Do you want to move them over Toronto?
No, I don't want to move them
Just
over
send
Toronto.
Maple Leafs fans into a complete tizzy.
Wouldn't be the first time.
No, it wouldn't.
Nah, I'm keeping Ottawa at 6. Buffalo
Okay.
7, then Montreal.
Okay. All right. That's fair. I do like Detroit. I mean, they're still making the playoffs. They're still making the playoffs.
So my number one's not as hot of a take as you thought.
I'm just looking at their roster, and their projected
Not as
lineup
hot of a
is
take.
Alex DeBrincat, Dylan Larkin, Lucas Raymond. Second line, Tarasenko, Comfer, Kane. Third line, Rasmussen, Kopp, Fisher. Your fourth line, Tyler Mott, Joe Velino, Jonathan Bergeron. And then your top pairing is Ben Sherratt, Moritz Cedar. I really like Moritz Cedar. You got Jeff Petrie, although your goalie situation's Cam Talbot and Alex Lyon. I don't like Cam Talbot. How about that?
I
Let's just call
know
a
you
spade a
don't.
spade. I just don't really care for him.
I know you don't like him.
He's got kind of an attitude. Okay.
I do too, though. And we still have people that listen.
I do have an attitude. Sometimes I'm like,
People still listen to us.
And we love you for that.
Thank
We
you
never
so
change.
much.
Thank you so much. Never change. Keep listening to us. Let your friends know you listen to us. Subscribe, rate, share.
Make it a pyramid scheme. Could be my favorite pyramid scheme.
How do
An
you do that?
MLM, if you will.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What's an MLM?
Multi-level marketing, which is
Nice.
also a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
But
I
this
like
is an
this.
MLM you want to join.
This is true. Definitely do. That's going to wrap it up for our preseason predictions. That also wraps up season 5. This is going to be our last episode of season 5.
You're so right.
Yeah.
We have fun stuff coming your way this week, y'all. Or maybe not coming your way this week, but in the works this week.
In the works this week. We got our photo shoot, video shoot with the legendary Connor Beaupre helping us out. We'll be over at Trias. I do love that he just storyboarded a whole sitch for us to act out. So
I promoted him to director. I didn't consult you, but I've promoted him.
No, I think he deserves that. I appreciate his creativity, his work, because I wasn't in a creative space last week. I'm so excited for school. You have no idea. Like you probably
I
do
think
have
I
an
know.
idea.
You had a countdown.
It's still going.
And then you said
just
goodbye
didn't-
summer on Thursday. So
yeah, I did. Oh boy, what happened? All right, guys. There's one.
Uh-oh. Breaking news?
No. No.
Oh.
No breaking news. No breaking news.
I was concerned for a sec the way you were looking.
So was I. Well, I have like 22 text messages. I don't get that many text messages, but it's on a group that I have silenced because it's annoying hockey boys that just want to talk, but they make no sense. So I've muted them. So that's why I didn't get any. I was like, maybe something did happen, but no, it didn't. Abort
the mission.
Abort the mission. Training camp opens on the 19th. We cannot wait. And I think that's about it. I don't know. You got anything else? Any other hockey related news?
I like how you had to specify hockey related.
Yes, hockey related.
No.
The Beauty League's over.
Yeah.
Good season. Shout out to Hank for letting me out there bug the guys each week. I got almost everyone. I only got shut down once.
Oof.
The last night too.
Dang.
Heartbreaking.
That
I was
is
like,
heartbreaking.
luckily, I was able to spin another story out of the night, so it wasn't a complete loss. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's like, ugh,
Dang.
dagger to the heart, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be straight up. I don't have any hockey related news. I will be decorating for Halloween by the end of this week. And then
See, yeah.
I'll be in full mode. I'll be in full fall mode, Halloween decor, summer's over, hockey, pot roast, bread making, soup season. Like that's gonna be the vibe.
So I know I told you this, but I feel like I need to alert our viewers and our audience of this. I spoke with Jared Spurgeon last week for a story that I'm working on for the October issue of Minnesota Hockey Journal. Check it out.
Shameless plug.
And in the conversation, I had to ask him about that video, the video where he says, when Garen says, Spurge, what are we about? And he said, fun and hard work. And Bill goes, F that. This is about winning. So last week, if you guys listened to the episode, Kirsten was like, no, I think he was being genuine about that. Like he was, maybe teasing a little bit, but that was something that he authentically said. Whereas I was on the side of this is scripted. This feels very much like something they were like, hey, Spurge, you're going to say this. We're going to set you up, which I was also told is not necessarily a Bill Guerin thing to do. He wouldn't do that according to Spurge. He was like, no. And Spurge did confirm it was authentic. He said it in jest. He said he wasn't actually paying attention. He was reading through the camp letter. And so he was caught very off guard and said it just kind of, again, out of a joking fashion. And hence that moment was born. And he did say, I kind of wish I could take it back, but I can't. And there it is. So,
Oh, captain, that's my captain.
but yeah, that's the concludes that. I just laughed at him. I didn't really say anything else. I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, I wasn't thinking. Like, that's fair. We all have those moments.
Jessi, I just have one thing to tell you right now. That is the best birthday gift you ever could have given me. Ending this episode by telling me I was right.
And to cherry on top, I was wrong.
And to publicly have this archived forever.
I know.
It'll be literally beaming.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Enjoy your birthday week.
Yeah, maybe it just goes so good we make it a whole month.
Again, that's something that we never did. I feel this is old woman of me. Like, we didn't do that when we were kids. You get one day to celebrate. You're lucky if you got one of those days. I know, but I'm also at the age where like 40, I'm actually excited about when that happens, which is wild to say, but like that's the next milestone. Like 30 was good. I'm loving the 30s. I'm obsessed with my 30s.
I hear the 30s are better than the 20s.
100%. Like you just feel better about yourself. You're more confident. Like things are better in place as far as like life and career. It just seems like me and all my friends were talking about that, like 30s for sure. And even my mom has said that. She's like, oh yeah, my 30s were my best years by far. It's like, yeah. I mean, it's hard. There's like tough seasons, right? Like having the little babies are annoying, but
yeah,
been good. I like 30s. I think 50s will be pretty cool too. 40s, I don't know. I know.
I can't wait. Can't wait.
That's gonna do it. As always, shout out to Talk North, Grain Belt, Livea, Jim Beam, Royal Credit Union, and to you guys. Also our friends over at SotaStick. That's gonna do it for this week's episode. Season 6 dropping next week. See you then. Bye.